Hello again, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our weekly Watch Party Wednesdays. I'm Lee Gordon coming to you live from Chicago, home of Brunswick, where we are thrilled to welcome our incredible Freedom Boat Club owners and members from all over the world. We're also very excited to welcome the very famous John Giglio, president of Freedom Boat Club, who will be giving us an exclusive tour of our Freedom Boat Club locations in Venice, Florida. So, John, how are you and your family and everybody doing during these times?
Doing really well, Lee. Appreciate you bringing me on here. This is a great venue. Looking forward to it. And yeah, we're doing well as can be expected. Looking forward to getting back to some level of normal in the future.
And that means a lot of boating. So last week we talked about the Freedom Social Club, and we launched a whole new series of Taste Some Freedom Tunes playlists on Spotify. So when you're out on the water with your wife and your daughters or just by yourself, what kind of music do you like to listen to?
Well, I'm glad you clarified that, Lee, because when I'm on the water with my kids, I have no control. I don't know what they listen to, and I know they play it really loud. Outside, I've got a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old daughter, so they drive at that point. When I'm on the boat by myself, I'm a pretty big Jimmy Buffett fan, so you can't go wrong with a little boating and Buffett.
No, you can't. I pegged you as a kind of an AC/DC guy, but Buffett will work for going boating as well. So, John, we've talked a lot and I've known you for a while, and everybody knows you in the industry, but you didn't start in the marine industry. You got your MBA from South Florida. You were a partial owner of a 20-location auto body repair shop. Then you all of a sudden get into Freedom Boat Club. You become president of Freedom Boat Club. How did you go from the automotive side to the boat club side?
It's a very interesting story because I had no intention of being in the boating industry, and for the first time in my life, after 7 years with the body shop business, I was unemployed. Now, I've had a paper route. I was a caddy. I've been working since I was 6 years old, so it was a weird space to be in, and followed a job opportunity as the operations manager for Freedom Boat Club, and I guess the rest, as they say, is history. Worked my way up through Freedom at the time, and had an opportunity to buy the business in 2011. Great opportunity, and now another great opportunity having Brunswick lead the ship here.
Well, 30 years of Freedom Boat Club, but the best years have been realistically since you've come on board. And you think of the accolades you guys have won, and I'll make sure I get these all right. But top 500 franchisee list. Number one for entrepreneur 5 years running, Inc. magazine's top 5,000 fastest growing companies list. You've won so many awards in the marine industry. You're obviously doing something right and hiring some really great people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head there, Lee. We have an unbelievable team down here, people that are dedicated to the membership experience, making sure that our members have a great day on the water every time they're out there. They love the business, they love the industry, and I have a unique perspective coming out of the body shop business. When people used to come into our business in the body shop business, they weren't real happy. Typically, they were just gotten into an accident or they're getting their car painted or something, and nobody trusts anybody in the auto body industry. So coming from that industry into boating, it was 180 degrees where people come in to have a good time, and it's our job to show them a good time. So if you can't have fun doing that, then that's your problem.
Right. No, there's not a better place to be than out on the water. And obviously, like we said, number one social club for boaters is Freedom Boat Club, the largest, the oldest boat club in the world. You're closing in on 50,000 members right now. When you look back at when you first started and you first took on the reins as president, I know you had goals, but was 50,000 members a goal? I mean, that's an incredible number.
Yeah, and that was one of the numbers on the whiteboard that what if we get to 50,000 members one day? And it was at the time it was thought of as almost unattainable. Same with 100 locations, and now we're up over 200 locations, and it's this business has grown so rapidly over the last 6-7 years that it's pretty remarkable, some of the milestones that we're hitting. And we're looking forward to whatever the future brings, because there doesn't seem to be an end in sight, which is great for us, our franchise partners, and our members as we continue to expand across the country and the world.
That's music to our ears, John. You know, you mentioned 200 locations, which we all announced at IBEX last year in September, October timeframe. Now you're at 234, 235. Every day I get an email, there's a new location. You know, you've done some incredible things in your home bases in Venice, and you guys got the Freedom Ultimate Pass. You're out on the water. You know, what are some of your personal favorite spots when you get out on the water with your family?
I mean, we're a very active family. My kids love to tube and kneeboard and ski, and so we do a lot of that on the water. You know, this is a great, west coast of Florida is a great area to be able to do that. And then secondarily, I'm a fisherman. My kids used to fish a lot more with me. My wife does it when she has to, just because, you know, she doesn't want me going alone. But we do a lot of fishing as a family as well.
I've been taking my 8-year-old son. We have not caught anything yet. He's starting to doubt that there's actually a fish in the water. Yep. I need your support on this one.
That's the old, you know, it's not fishing or it's not catching, it's fishing. So at some point that comes back around.
You know, John, you talked about your wife, you talked about your daughters. I know, you know, women at the helm and Freedom Boat Club is very close to your heart and something that you do a really good job with. You know, next week we're going to be officially launching the Freedom Boat Club's new women's group, you know, dedicated to educate and empower incredible women. You know, the Lisa the Botanista in Jacksonville, everybody knows Lisa around Freedom Boat Club and in the marine industry. Can you tell us how Lisa and other women, not only in Freedom Boat Club, but in your life have played a major impact on this industry?
Yeah, you know, I mean, Lisa the Botanista is a very special member of the Freedom Boat Club family. I mean, she has her own brand. You know, let's be realistic here. But what she has done for you know, the benefit of empowering women to get boating and get out on the water and take control of the boat is pretty remarkable. You know, typically historically when we had husbands and wives join the club, the husband always operates the boat. And, you know, she's pushed us pretty hard over the years to make sure we're focusing on bringing women to the helm. Let them take the helm, let them be in control. And since we've rolled out our program, and we've been doing this in one capacity or another for years, it's pretty remarkable what you see. So huge kudos to Lisa and all the hard work she's put in to help push that on the Freedom Boat Club side. And as you mentioned, I have a couple of daughters. One of the, I guess, a silver lining in the COVID nonsense that's going on is both of my daughters were able to get their safe boating certificates over the last couple months. So now they're taking the helm. I bought a little Boston whaler, a little 15-foot Boston whaler that they'll be able to kick around in. And then, you know, finally, I don't think I'd be in the position that I'm in today if it wasn't for my wife, Lisa. Not the same Lisa, but she actually taught me how to boat. She taught me how to drive a boat. When we got married, I inherited a boat with her. And so it's pretty exciting that, you know, she reminds people of some of the hair-raising experiences I brought forward when she was teaching me how to drive a boat. So I owe her a lot.
No way. Hey, that's all part of it. It's all part of the stories when you first learn how to get on the water.
Absolutely.
You know, before we get into our club spotlight in Venice, you know, I've had lunch down there with you and kind of showed us some of the spots. But what are some of your favorite spots to go boating, fishing, go out and grab a bite to eat in the Venice area?
Yeah, so you'll see in the spotlight, you know, the Venice area is a very diverse area. We have, you know, water sports access very close by. We've got a little spot called Snake Island, which is a frequent spot on the weekends for people who are just hanging out in the boat near land. We've got some great restaurants within a real close proximity. We have Casey Key Fish House, which is just to the north. We've got Dockside Waterfront Grill, which is right around the corner. We've got the Crow's Nest Restaurant, which is fairly close to our club. So there are all kinds of things to do in Venice, in the greater Venice area. And then as you look outside of Venice, just this past weekend, it was my wife Lisa's birthday. I won't tell you how old she is because she'd kill me. But she wanted to go down to Cabbage Key, which is south of Englewood on the other side of Boca Grande Pass. So we ran down there, a phenomenal island atmosphere. Speaking of Jimmy Buffett, the rumor is that Jimmy Buffett wrote his Cheeseburger in Paradise song after having a cheeseburger down there at Cabbage Key. So
nice.
It's a neat thing. It's what she wanted to do on her birthday, so we made that run down there. So there is no shortage of things to do on the water. Neat thing about the west coast of Florida is we're pretty protected down here. So even if it's not a great day to go out in the Gulf of Mexico, we have the intracoastal. So there's tons of things to do regardless of what the weather's like.
So we've got 2 Jimmy Buffett name drops in one.
There you go. Maybe he'll see that. I don't know.
He'll become the next member down there. You never know. 50,001, the big one, right? Well, John, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. The growth of the club is incredible. It's great to watch. It's great to be a part of all of it. And without further ado, let's take a look at an exclusive club spotlight in Venice, led by John Giglio.
Good morning. Welcome to Freedom Boat Club, Venice Marine Max. Great location here, right by the Circus Bridge on the south end of Venice Island. We have a whole bunch of boats over here. And again, we're at the Marine Max facility. So this is a beautiful marina, great place to leave from if you're heading south to Englewood or even going north up into Sarasota. Our club opened here in 2012. Started with 4 boats. We now have 25 boats, and again, a vast array of boats in the fleet here. I want to walk you down the dock a little bit. Let's take a look and see what we've got here for boats and selection. We've got Sue, our boatsieres over here. So they're here to greet you and welcome you when you come to the locations. You know, we've got a wide variety of boats here, just like we do at all of our locations. We've got dual consoles, we have pontoon boats, we have deck boats. You can see they are all ready, all waiting for our membership to come pick them up today and take them out on the water. There is also a great restaurant here, the Old Salty Dog Cafe, which is up in that general direction. So whether you're leaving another Freedom Boat Club location and coming here to grab a meal at a great waterfront establishment, or on your way back, you swing in and maybe have a cocktail. So it's a great location. Most of our boats are all on this one dock here. So if we pan up to the Old Salty Dog, that's the entrance to the marina. Our members are pulling around, driving down around the corner. We've got dedicated parking right at the tip of the dock where we started, and that's it. That's where we are. So again, some other boats we have. We've got some inshore fishing boats. Got these nice 21 bays from Cobia over here. But one of the unique things about this location, we don't have a whole bunch of offshore boats here. We're going to be exploring the other Venice location, which is a lot closer to the jetty, so it's much easier to get out. If you were to take an offshore boat out of here, you'd have to go right by our other club anyway. So, and again, we're going to take a look at that club a little bit later. today we're going to talk a little bit about the Venice Laguna Freedom Boat Club location. Located on Venice Island. We have 20 boats at this facility, and we have been here since the early 2000s, maybe even into the late 90s. This is a great club right in the heart of Venice Island, and I want to give you a little tour today. So when you pull up, you're gonna pull into the parking lot here. You'll be greeted by our boat concierge, who typically is there. They're out helping some members right now. We do have an office. We lease the entire space here, so this is also our training facility. So if you're a new franchisee coming in town, we're going to do some of your training here. We do our new member orientations here. So it's, again, a great facility right on the water, and former home office location for Freedom Boat Club. We just got too big, we had to move out. So let's take a walk down the dock here. This is also a location that has a lot of offshore boats. We talked earlier at the Marine Max facility that we don't have any offshore boats there, again, because of the ease of proximity of getting out on the water. So you'll notice we have a significant number of offshore boats. Again, we're running the cobias. We've got some deck boats here as well. Coming around the corner here, we have a couple of nice fish cleaning stations. We have our dock masters scurrying about here. New club manager Johnny. A significant number of pontoon boats here. Got some members going out right now. We also have some inshore fishing boats here as well. There's great inshore fishing when you leave the Venice area. This is one of the locations where we have some sailboats. We have one sailboat here. We have sailboats at a few locations, but this is, again, great close proximity to the Gulf of Mexico, so it's easy to get in and out. Continue down here, we have some additional offshore boats. We have some more deck boats, and again, because this is a large offshore fishing area, we have a second fish cleaning station. Typically, at the end of the day, these fish cleaning stations are full with our members carving up their catch of the day. So, in addition to being a great offshore fishing area, this is one of the locations where we offer kayaks and paddleboards. So our members have an opportunity to take out kayaks and paddleboards. It does not count towards your reservation, so don't worry about that. But again, it's a great way to add a little additional variety and great area. And this is a great area to be paddleboarding and kayaking. A lot of protected areas. As we leave the Venice location, there is an infamous oyster bed on the left-hand side, or on our port side. So if you look over that way, it's very clearly marked. So when you come in and leave, please be cautious. A very unique area on Venice Island. There are a couple small marinas out here. This is the main thoroughfare out to the Venice Jetty. We'll be heading to Dockside Waterfront Grill, which is just to the south. We are in front of Dockside. Now, this marina is undergoing some major construction. They're going to be putting some condos in, on, and around it, but they're doing everything around Dockside Waterfront Grill. So we are over in Roberts Bay. You can see by the water sports marker here on our port side. With a couple little birds on it. Again, this is the area in which you can come out tubing, skiing, kneeboarding, wakeboarding, wake surfing if you'd like. And if you look just behind us, you can see the Venice Yacht Club. So it'll kind of put things in perspective on how close we are as we came out of that channel right there. All right, we are gonna head over by Snake Island, which is a popular boating destination for our membership. Again, it's right at the front of the Venice Inlet here, the jetties as we call it, and you can see in front of us here, that is Snake Island. We're literally 10 minutes from the Venice Laguna Club. On our port side, you can also see the Crow's Nest restaurants. That's one of the waterfront dining opportunities in Venice. Thank you very much for spending some time with us today touring the Venice facilities. We look forward to hosting you down here. If you're in the area, please come by, take a boat out. We have about close to 50 boats for you to use in the Venice area. And if you have any questions when you do get here, anything that you're not getting from the video, please talk to one of our dock masters. They're here to help you. Have a great day.
Well, John, thank you so much for joining us here on our weekly Watch Party Wednesdays. Members, make sure to join us again next week for the official launch of our Freedom at the Helm Women's Group, where our very own Lisa the Botanista from Jacksonville will provide you some empowering content and some reasons to get out on the water to be a first mate. Thanks again for joining us here this evening. And remember always to tune in at Wednesday, 7 o'clock Eastern Time for our Freedom Social Watch Party Wednesday.